What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about eating on a budget and supplementing on a budget. So I have got my notes here in my laptop, so I'll be glancing down at that. But let's begin with eating on a budget. So eating on a budget is super important with this lifestyle, bodybuilding, or even if you're just your general gym goer looking to lose weight or just gain some muscle mass. This lifestyle is expensive, and I agree with everybody out there that is saying that eating healthy and organic and so on is super expensive, and a lot of us can't afford it. Completely agree, because it really is expensive. But some of the things that we could do to help with that is buying fresh produce when it's in season. So a lot of those things, when they're in season, they're cheaper, right? So you're able to get a hold of them for a cheaper price, a good deal. Buy several of those, buy a lot, buy in bulk, freeze them. They will last you for later times when you're ready to make foods that include those ingredients, and it helps a ton, because if you wait until, say you really like strawberries, you like to make your smoothies, really like to throw strawberries in your smoothies, and you wait and strawberries go out of season, strawberry prices will go up significantly, and stuff like that gets really expensive. All your berries, all that stuff get really pricey. So when they're on sale and you find them on sale because they're in season, buy several of those and freeze them, because that will save you some money later on. Look for sales and plan meals accordingly. So if you're out and about in the grocery store, right, you need to buy some more groceries, and you see that beans are on sale, and then you find that ground beef is on sale, and I don't know, tomatoes are on sale. With those three ingredients, you can literally make some healthy chili, some healthy Mexican styled food, throw in some some cheese on there, and you've got some decent meals with those things. Because like I said, you go to the grocery store, you find several food options that are healthy. You can make meals out of what you have found that is on sale. So that's one thing I do. I go to the grocery store, I know I need rice, I know I need this, I know I need that, and then I look at my cart and I'm like, well, this is all really that I found that's on sale. Everything else that I kind of wanted was way out of my budget, way out of my price range. What can I make with what I have now? Oftentimes that helps, and you're able to put out, 2 to 3 different meal options with what you already have in your cart. So that's awesome. And another thing is try less expensive cuts of meat. I really like red meat. A lot of people like to stay away from red meat because, it's got tons of fat, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're eating fatty meats, yes, it's got a lot of fat. I really like my meats though, but if you're buying your filet mignon, it's gonna be super, super expensive, to where if you buy like some flank steak or some other cuts that aren't so expensive, then it's more affordable, and you're able to enjoy meals with those food options that you really enjoy. So that's one thing I do. Obviously, I like red meat, but I'm not always going to buy my expensive cuts. I stick to some cheaper, more affordable cuts, and I'm still eating red meat, and I'm enjoying my meals, and that's that. So definitely do some of that. When it comes to carbs, stuff like that is really, really cheap, really affordable. So look for your rice, your brown rice, white rice. Those are super, super, super cheap, honestly. So there's no excuse for not having any carb sources, really. Sweet potatoes, those aren't often bad. Beans are awesome, great source of protein, fiber, and carbs. Get some beans, make some, like I said, Mexican styled foods, make different chilies, make whatever, incorporate some beans in there, some whole grains. It'll just add more volume to your meals, gets you fuller, and they're healthy food options. So try some of that. Staying organized helps a lot too. If your pantry and your fridge is organized to where you can see different food options, choices, and what you have and what you don't have, then you're able to make better decisions as to what you're going to purchase when you go to the grocery store or you're making your grocery list. So if you look into your pantry and stuff's a disaster everywhere, then you really don't know what you do have and what you don't have. You're just looking at a mess of different combination of foods. Same goes with your fridge. So keeping organized and keeping certain choices or foods in a certain place in your pantry helps you remember what you have. So if you look towards where you always put your your beans and your rice and all that stuff, and you glance over and there's no beans, then you know you have no beans, and you just go purchase some more beans, and that's that. You're not buying excess foods that you don't already need because you already have a lot of them at home. Going back to staying organized, I would say meal prepping helps, because once you have everything you bought at the grocery store, right, and everything you have at home combined, you start to make meals from what you have, and you prep all that. Everything's in your fridge now in separate containers. You now look at your pantry and see what you are now missing, what you just ran out of from making all these meals for the whole week. Goes back to keeping the pantry organized. Once you glance in there and you're like, okay, I just used up all my brown rice, you know that next time you go grocery shopping, you need to go buy some brown rice. But since you've already prepped for the whole week, you're good for 1 week. You have brown rice in those 5 meals or whatever 1 week worth of meals you've just made. So you have a window for you to go buy some rice before you run out of food. So those are some tips that I use and incorporate to help me stay in budget, help not be buying excess foods, making good choices on what I'm buying, because oftentimes, like I said, eating healthy is expensive. So we have to really watch what we buy, how much we buy, and if we can find stuff on sale in bulk, in large quantities, and it's affordable, buy those and freeze them, because later on the price will go up in those, and you won't be able to really have a ton accessible because they're expensive. So if you've already got some frozen, you're able to enjoy those meals because you bought them cheaper. So that's that for eating really on a budget. I will have, I guess, a list at the bottom in the description for you guys to look back, and I'll make bullet points of the main topics I made with maybe a sentence or two describing that topic or that whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys will see in the bottom. Okay, so let's move on to supplementing on a budget. Really, that's like very, very simple. Honestly, if you are on a budget and you have this amount of money to put towards food and only food, go ahead and put everything towards food. Don't try to leave out a little bit for supplements and sacrifice buying certain food choices that are beneficial to your health. I would much rather have every single bit of money put towards food and none towards supplements. Supplements aren't really what are going to help you in the long run. Supplements only give you that edge. And yes, I'm a Cellucor ambassador and I represent the brand and I love the products, I love the company. But if we are talking about being on a budget, we're not going to be talking about purchasing product from a company. So if you do have some money left over for supplements though, but like I said, make sure you have your food first. And if you have money left, put it towards some supplements. But we're going to be talking about basically like a DIY supplement, you could say. You're not really cooking stuff up in your kitchen. You are buying some things, but cheaper. So really, let's talk about a pre-workout. I feel like a decent pre-workout is something that it's very cheap to get, or it's very affordable. I'm not talking about, like I said, your company bought supplement like C4. I'm talking about buying the ingredients that are put into these supplements in their raw, pure form. So every single pre-workout out there has caffeine and creatine. Just about across the board, every single pre-workout out there has those two ingredients, caffeine and creatine. Those are two very cheap ingredients. Caffeine is in coffee, right? You can definitely go buy yourself some coffee at the grocery store and have a source of caffeine immediately, and it's cheap. The second one was creatine. You can definitely go online and find creatine monohydrate. There's like 7 different forms of creatine. I like to stick to creatine monohydrate. The most studies have been done on it, so that's what I stick to. But you could definitely go just do literally a Google search for creatine monohydrate. You'll get tons of hits. But specifically, companies out there like Now Foods, what other ones? I can't think off the top of my head any other companies out there that I would purchase just creatine monohydrate from. Anyway, just do a Google search. All you want is creatine monohydrate in its pure form. That's it. It'll be the same from wherever you get it from. Just make sure the only thing you're getting is creatine monohydrate in that product. That's it. It'll be very, very, very affordable. If I'm not mistaken, like I mentioned, Now Foods is one of the supplement companies that I used to get my creatine from. Now I get it from Cellucor, obviously. But for you guys who are on a budget, Now Foods is a very good company out there. And it's like a bright orange like bottle or tub that all their products come in, which is kind of cool. But Now Foods has creatine monohydrate in its pure form. Very cheap, very affordable. Like 200 servings is like $15-20 maybe at the most. And if that's a little too expensive for you, there's definitely like less serving sizes that they offer. So those are literally two ingredients that you can use as a pre-workout: caffeine and creatine. Literally, you can mix both of them up and just drink it right before you work out. Go hit up the gym and you are solid with a pre-workout. You don't need all the extra stuff that's put into all these pre-workout supplements. Yeah, they are beneficial. All those ingredients do help with your performance and so on. But like I said, it only gives you that little extra edge. And we are talking about being on a budget, so you don't need to buy any of those extra ingredients for your pre-workout. So that's that for pre-workout. For post-workout, we're talking about protein. Protein powders, I would definitely get from a company, but because you kind of want a quality post-workout protein shake. But obviously we're on a budget, so we're gonna go stick to a post-workout meal. So after the gym, you wanna have a meal, quality protein source. So fish, lean meats, or chicken would be 3 awesome protein sources that you wanna have post-workout. And make sure you throw in some whole grains in there, throw in some veggies, and have a balanced meal post-workout. You don't need to have a protein shake. A meal does fine. The digestion process is going to be a little slower with your meal because it's larger volume, stuff like that needs to get digested, and it's going to take a longer time for that to happen. But it's not like you're going to be losing out on gains, losing out on anything really. You get all the nutrients, and that's all that matters. So that's that. Yeah, we talked about budgeting and specifically eating and supplementing. So check down the description. I'll have more of what I just talked about so that it's easier for you guys to look at and review after you watch the whole video. Be sure to hit the thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't like it. Hit me up in the comments with any questions you may have, different topics you guys want to hear about, things you guys are curious or struggling with. I'd be more than glad to make a video, help you guys out. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button for me, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.